Whenever I think of how feckless the GOP is, especially at the state level, I often look at Texas. Now, I know a lot of people love Texas, and I think that Texas is still this great beacon of conservatism, but it really isn't. At least not at the government level. Both the state legislature as well as the governor's office have demonstrated that they are, at best, they're slow on issues. Sometimes they don't address them at all. Of course, we know how corrupt the Republican Party in Texas is, as far as from a legislative perspective. We saw that during the whole Ken Paxton fiasco. But Governor Greg Abbott has always been on my crap list because he is just slow. Okay, the entire state is slow to enact legislation and to set policies that are beneficial to the people of Texas and to the nation in general. They do something, and oftentimes it's a big deal, except it's a big deal that should have been done 3 years ago. And this latest example, as they're addressing the border crisis, is well, it's one of the most glaring because it's something that the news comes across that this happens, and all of a sudden you're like, what? Why isn't this happening before? Why isn't this already happening? Of course, yesterday we also had and I covered this on the show earlier today for those who are catching late, but they did shut down the trains coming across. Those have been shut down because I think everybody's seen the videos of illegal aliens on top of the trains, tucked in the crevices, just coming across, taking a ride over the border, and then going into the interior of the United States of America. Those trains have been shut down. Of course, the economic turmoil caused by that is going to be huge, and we're going to start feeling it more and more. But following that, Greg Abbott signed another piece of legislation that also addresses the border, and to some extent, it's like I said, it's late, but in many ways, it's also weak. But we'll see. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. We'll see how this plays out. This article comes from Harold Hutchison over at the Daily Caller News Foundation. You can find it cross-posted with permission over at discern.tv. Titled, Greg Abbott signs bill allowing Texas cops to arrest illegal aliens. Like I said, you're like, oh, what? Why is this coming now? Just before 2024. It doesn't even go into effect until March of 2024. What took so long? If you're asking that question, you're on the right track. Why did it take so long? But hey, we got it. Not trying to be Debbie Downer. Let's just move forward. According to the article, Republican Governor Greg Abbott of Texas signed legislation Monday allowing law enforcement officers to arrest illegal aliens. Abbott's signature on the legislation, known as SB 4, means it will enter into law in March 2024. The legislation makes illegal entry into Texas a state misdemeanor, and those convicted under the law face a fine of $2,000, up to $2,000, or up to 180 days in jail. Repeat offenders could face a felony charge and up to 20 years in jail. Now, let's be clear. That's right there. That's the key to all of this. Okay, this is the part where I get at least a little bit excited. As long as it's enforced, and as long as they really just throw the books at them. Okay, we have a problem with illegal aliens, obviously, in this nation. But the ones we have to be most concerned about are the ones that keep coming back, keep coming back. How many stories do we have to face every single day about illegal aliens? This person's been deported 3 times. This person has been deported 7 times. Okay, well, why? Why do they keep getting deported? Because they keep coming back. Why do they keep coming back? Because there are no repercussions. We are going to have to address this at a national level. We're also going to have to address this at a local level. It's good that we're addressing it at a state level, and I think that at some point our future may hold the necessity, and when I say may hold, our current day holds the necessity. I just don't think we've been able to mobilize properly enough, but we are going to have to engage in this war, this invasion. We're going to have to try to stop it at on a personal level. In other words, there needs to be some private access to be able to stop this. That's going to be the legislation that I think allows the most movement. If we can get citizens to engage, if we can allow citizens to engage without repercussions from government to try to halt the border invasion, that's where things can finally, hopefully, Lord willing, be brought back to a level of sanity. We need to close the borders, period. I mean, but that's a simple solution that has very complex moving parts to actually make it happen. It would always help to build the wall at the very least. Anyway, according to Abbott, he said the goal of Senate Bill 4 is to stop the tidal wave of illegal entry into Texas. Opponents of the measure claim it is unconstitutional and have criticized the Biden administration for not opposing Texas's efforts more strongly. The Border Patrol shut down 2 bridges, as we noted earlier. Those were the trains. Over 188,000 illegal immigrants have entered or have been encountered, at the U.S. Mexico border during fiscal year 2024. And to be clear, for those who are fiscal year 2024, yeah, that just started. Okay, 188,000 is a huge number. You might be like, oh, but there's like 30 million. Yes, there are, but it's looking like it's going to be getting worse. Believe it or not, 2023 was actually not as bad as 2022. There was a mad rush in 2022. 2023 was slightly lower, but it was still higher than 2021, which was still higher than all the times before. Point being is that we are, as we go into 2024, the numbers are going to go up if we don't stop it now. And this effort by Greg Abbott, by the Texas legislature, by Texas in general is good. It's a start. That's it. Unfortunately, it's a start that's not getting enacted until 2024. This should have been the case as soon as they realized there was a problem. And when was that? Well, as soon as the Biden-Harris regime was installed into office. That's when it's like, okay, guys, this is going to get bad. Let's do it. So we'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say they wanted to see it before they believed it. Now they finally believe it, and now they're finally taking action. Now the question is it too late? We'll see. Whether you're concerned about ESG funds being pushed by your financial advisor or central bank digital currencies that are rising across the globe, including here in the United States of America, or de-dollarization that's pushed to remove the dollar as the world reserve currency, the petrodollar. People are shifting to, or nations are shifting to other forms of currency to do their business. Why? Because they don't trust the dollar, and neither should you. Okay, I'm not a financial advisor, but I do understand that when it comes to retirement, when it comes to wealth protection, to saving your life savings itself, you should be working with a Christian company, one that's going to treat you fairly, one that's going to be honest, one that's focused on customer service, and one that's not trying to push $5,000 or $10,000 in free silver on you, because that's just not real. Check out Genesis Gold Group at jdrgold.com. That's jdrgold.com today.